VVIP fraud infiltrates IAS. Fraud IAS certificates to be probed. Pooja Khedkar faces termination.
आप ही ने मुझे बताया कि कमिटी फॉर्म हुई है, तो आई थिंक वी शुड रिस्पेक्ट दैट एंड वॉट एवर माई सबमिशन इज आई विल गिव इट टू द कमिटी.
Mother threatens farmer with a pistol. Daughter hoodwinks the system.
Right now, I'm standing in front of her luxurious bungalow, which is locked right now, and the board of her Khedkar has been removed by the family.
Pune IAS fraud. Top focus on 5 Live.
Trouble clearly is mounting for the IAS officer, the trainee in question. Sources of the government indicating that she is going to be facing severe action if the credentials are found to be fake. It continues to be our top focus story right here. Very good evening. I'm Sneha Mordani. This is 5 Live. A quick check of the headlines first. Trouble brewing for IAS trainee. Government sources indicate that Pooja is facing severe action if credentials are found to be fake. Mother's VVIP high-handedness brandishing gun at a farmer caught on camera. It's big relief for Arvind Kejriwal with the Supreme Court of India granting interim bail to the Delhi Chief Minister in the ED case. But Arvind Kejriwal to remain in Tihar under CBI custody. Samvidhan face-off escalates. Government announces June 25th as Murder of Constitution Day. Prime Minister Modi hails the move. Says Congress murdered democracy during emergency era. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaia's first reaction on corruption allegations. Claims he is being targeted as he is from the OBC category. Calls it a conspiracy against the Siddaramaiya Sarkar. Band Baja Barat for the Shadi of the Year. Ambani family guests pour in for the grand nuptials of Anant Ambani and Radhika Merchant. Global honchos among attendees. Right, a top story at this hour. The Pooja Khedkar IAS fraud controversy getting murkier by the day as new details have now emerged. Trouble mounting for the IAS trainee as she could face termination if found guilty of forgery. It has come to light that Pooja tried to get her relative a clean sheet in a theft case as well. More in this report.
Under fire for allegedly faking her credentials, IAS trainee officer Pooja Khedkar now faces termination from service. Pooja is accused of submitting fake OBC non-creamy layer certificate and a fake physical disability and mental illness certificate. She was called multiple times for verification of her certificates but did not appear before the concerned authorities. The government has now formed a panel to probe Pooja Khedkar's credentials that will submit its report in 2 weeks' time. It has now emerged that Pooja Khedkar also gave an economically weaker section certificate. This despite her father, Dileep Khedkar, a VBS Neta, having declared assets worth 40 crore rupees.
सरकारने जी काही कमिटी त्याच्यामध्ये नेमलेली आहे मला वाटतं आपण सगळ्यांनी ते रिस्पेक्ट केलं पाहिजे त्या गोष्टीचा आणि माझं जे काही सबमिशन असेल मी ते त्या कमिटीला नक्की देईल मी त्या कमिटीला सांगेल बट मी तुमच्याशी बोलायला किंवा आता मीडियामध्ये बोलायला मी त्या बाबतीमध्ये ऑथोराइज्ड नाहीये.
Not just Pooja, but VVIP arrogance of her mother is also triggering outrage. A new video has also surfaced where she is holding a pistol in hand and threatening a farmer. The charge is that Pooja's family tried to encroach the farmer's land, and when he objected, Pooja's mother reached there with bouncers and a pistol.
दाखवायचा हा तसं काय करतात बघतो.
Pooja Khedkar's case hit the headlines after she demanded special privileges that she wasn't even entitled to, like a red beacon on her private Audi car, a house, and more stuff. But there's more. India Today has learnt that she even tried to get her relative a clean chit in a steel theft case, where she allegedly pressurized cops by calling the DCP to release the accused who was under arrest. Pooja Khedkar was transferred from Pune to Washim for her alleged misuse of power and for seeking privileges not authorized to IAS trainees. But it will take more than a transfer to set an example. With Omkar Wable and Piyush Mishra, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's give you a sense of why is this trainee, IAS trainee, being probed essentially. What is the kind of fraud that has possibly been done? Number one, OBC, non-creamy layer certificate. That is an issue that is going to be looked into very, very closely. Was that fake? To be investigated. Also, this big claim, huge claim of being physically handicapped, mental illness and visually impaired certificate. That was submitted by her. That too is under the scanner of the agencies. That is going to be investigated as well. Also, the third claim made that she is from an economically weaker section of the society, and that certificate was produced. That too is under the radar, and that will be investigated as well. We have more news coming in. Let's take a look. Pooja Khedkar stays mum on mother's gun-toting video. Pooja's mother threatened farmer with a pistol. The trainee says, I'm not authorized to talk. Pooja Khedkar says will answer the government committee that has been set up.
जागा माझी पण जागा मूळ मालक कागद 7-12 माझ्यावर आहे. 7-12 माझ्या नावावर कोर्टाचं होईल. मग कोर्टाचं मला आणून दाखवायचं कोर्टाचा. मला अगोदर कोर्टाचं आणून दाखवायचं. हा कसं काय करतात बघतो. घ्या सगळं घ्या.
सरकारने जी काही कमिटी त्याच्यामध्ये नेमलेली आहे, मला वाटतं आपण सगळ्यांनी ते रिस्पेक्ट केलं पाहिजे त्या गोष्टीचा. अँड माझं जे काही सबमिशन असेल मी ते त्या कमिटीला नक्की देईल. मी त्या कमिटीला सांगेल. बट मी तुमच्याशी बोलायला किंवा आता मीडियामध्ये बोलायला मी त्या बाबतीमध्ये ऑथोराइज नाहीये. सरकारने जी काही कमिटी त्याच्यामध्ये नेमलेली आहे, मला वाटतं आपण सगळ्यांनी ते रिस्पेक्ट केलं पाहिजे त्या गोष्टीचा. अँड माझं जे काही सबमिशन असेल मी ते त्या कमिटीला नक्की देईल. मी त्या कमिटीला सांगेल. बट मी तुमच्याशी बोलायला किंवा आता मीडियामध्ये बोलायला मी त्या बाबतीमध्ये ऑथोराइज नाहीये.
Omkar Wable is getting us more details on that story, joining us live from Pune at this point in time. This video is dated 2023. However, it speaks volumes of the high-handedness of both, the mother here and Pooja as well. Pooja says that she can't comment on this, but the fact is that the mother has been caught twice on camera. One time threatening reporters, the second time Omkar threatening farmers there.
So basically dispute is that the land, 25 acres of land that belongs to 5 brothers, and one of them sold it to the Pooja Khedkar, and Pooja Khedkar gave that power of attorney to her mother, Manorama Khedkar. So, but basically issue is whole land is in litigation now. The matter is pending in the court. Court has not given any specific order, and documentation also not completed yet in the Tehsil office. Apart from that, FIR reports also pending in the whole case, but just because of misuse of power, and just because Manorama Khedkar's husband, I mean the Dilip Khedkar, used to be an IAS officer, she encroached that land. She went there and threatened all those farmers with the pistol. She was trying to intimidate them all the time. It's been a year. I spoke to all those farmers. They are very scared. Literally they are trying to hide some places right now. So especially now they're coming out, they're speaking to media just because we have already highlighted this whole issue. But the main problem is will they get justice after all this issue? Because the whole land has been encroached and acquired by the Manorama Khedkar, mother of this controversial probationary IAS officer Pooja Khedkar. Second, why Pooja Khedkar is not ready to speak over the media? Look, we can understand she has to submit all the reports regarding her non-criminal issue and the disabilities, I mean the multiple disabilities quota from which she appeared UPSC, but at least you should speak about her mother. How can some IAS officer's wife behave like this and acquire someone's land like this? And she was claiming that the paper, I mean she's claiming that the paper are on her name. But the farmer, when I spoke to the farmer, he was showing, even though the power of attorney has been transferred to the Manorama Khedkar, but the original owner of the land is different. Original land owner of the land is Pasalkar and the other, they are brothers.
Absolutely.
So still, even police are not going to investigate then. But now, just last point we have to go through. Now, Superintendent of Police has already called those farmers, and they are going to check old FIRs, and they'll most probably after India Today story, they are going to.
Well, absolutely. Omkar getting in those details after what has been found as per the authorities who are looking into this case very closely. What about the assets? This essentially is being looked at as well. The entire family's assets and what they have faked. Let's take a look at what they have accumulated over a period of years. 110 acres of agricultural land is what the family has. Also, 6 shops and 7 flats is what the family collectively owns. The entire Khedkar family, the mother, father, and daughter Pooja Khedkar. 900 grams of gold and diamonds is what they have accumulated over a period of time. Also, gold watch worth 17 lakh rupees that Pooja Khedkar was seen wearing. Luxury cars, including an Audi car, 4 luxury cars is what they have. Also, partnership in 2 private companies is what the family essentially has. Pooja alone also has properties worth 17 crore rupees. Remember, she submitted a certificate saying that she belongs to the economically weaker section. Pooja's father cited 48 lakh rupees as the annual agricultural income. And she claims that she is from a weaker section of the society. Father's poll affidavit shows 40 crore wealth. This is the wealth that is declared. Imagine the wealth that wouldn't have been declared by this family. Pooja and father officially own 60 crore rupees in assets is what has been found as of now. Also, the probationary officer's power trip. Let's talk a little about that as well. How she's constantly gone into a power trip and what has been said. Essentially used private Audi with red, blue beacon light. Not allowed, but used it. Used the VIP number plate again. Not allowed, not entitled, but demanded it. Also installed Maharashtra government board on the vehicle, something that she wasn't entitled to. Requested official car and accommodation, insisted that she get that. Requested office chamber and additional staff as well, something that she wasn't entitled to. Omkar, in fact, continues to be with us on that story. Omkar, several things that she had been asking for. All of these things that she as a trainee officer wasn't entitled to, isn't it?
Exactly. It's been 2 days, I'm telling everyone. The main issue and the main problem was, even before taking the charge of a probationary assistant collector, she started demanding all these privileges from the senior officers like collector and the resident collectors of the Pune. Interestingly, what she did, she started WhatsApping them rather than writing official letters. And when additional collector of Pune was on outstation, when he was in Mantralaya for additional charge, she acquired his antechamber for own purpose. When he got to know that someone else is using his antechamber, then he went to the collector's office. Then he wrote letter to the collector, and then everything came into light that some probationary officer has already encroached someone's cabin, and she entered into the same office, and that is why the whole matter came into the light, and finally Suhas Divse, collector, who wrote letter to the chief secretary of the Maharashtra, and we can say she was shifted to the Washim.
Omkar getting in those details from Pune. I'm going to thank you for the moment for getting us those details about the officer, the trainee officer in question, Pooja Khedkar, who's been seen to in fact be embroiled in a huge controversy. The question remains, when will she be sacked? Remember, a probe is currently underway. Moving on, the Samvidhan showdown gets bigger. Home Minister Amit Shah has announced that the 25th of June every single year is going to be observed as the Samvidhan Hatya Divas. He said that the Divas is a tribute to those who suffered pain, torture and oppression during the emergency imposed by Indira Gandhi in the year 1975. Adding that Samvidhan Hatya Divas will work to keep alive the eternal flame of protection of democracy and individual freedom inside every Indian. The Prime Minister has hailed the decision to observe 25th of June as Samvidhan Hatya Divas, saying that it will serve as a reminder of what happened when the Constitution of India was trampled over. Well, it's also a day to pay homage to each and every person who suffered due to the excesses of the emergency. Congress unleashed dark phase of Indian history. Congress MP Jairam Ramesh has hit back, calling the announcement a headline-grabbing exercise by the government, and that it is 4th of June that India will remember as Modi Mukti Divas. He's also hit out at Prime Minister Modi, saying that for him, democracy equals demo-kursi.
We all know that the BJP is rattled and they are unable to face the constitution story. We all know that when we named India Alliance as India, they try to bring Bharat into it. Now when Jai Samvidhan is an issue, they wanted to divert it from this kind of things. It's a diversionary tactics. The RSS has trained BJP friends for it. And we all know that the real issues, they want to divert the people of India from the real issues.
वो जो चैप्टर थे वो इतिहास का एक पन्ना था, और इतने बरस बाद भाजपा खुद को वो उनका जो एंटी पीपल पॉलिसीज है, डिजास्टर्स है, उसका जो बुरा हाल है देश का, उससे नजर घुमाने के लिए ये पुराना कार्ड वो खेलने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
जिस दिन आपातकाल लगी थी उसके बाद तो बहुत से चुनाव हो चुके, बहुत से जनादेश आ चुके, लेकिन ये भी सच्चाई है, जिस दिन से मोदी सरकार ने सत्ता संभाली है, हर रोज संविधान की हत्या हो रही है, संविधान की उपेक्षा हो रही है, संवैधानिक संस्थाएं नष्ट की जा रही हैं। तो अगर भाजपा सरकार उसे पुकारना चाहती है संविधान हत्या दिवस के रूप में, तो मैं कहूंगा मोदी जी का कार्यकाल संविधान हत्या युग के रूप में जाना जाए।
कभी कभी मुझे बीजेपी पर, अमित शाह पर और नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सोच पर हंसी आती है। जिस संविधान को उनके पुरखों ने रिजेक्ट कर दिया था, जिस संविधान के तार तार करने में उन्होंने कोई भी कसर नहीं छोड़ी है, आज वो इस तरह के दिवस मनाने की बात कर रहे हैं। पूरा देश असल में 4 जून को मोदी मुक्ति दिवस मनाने जा रहा है। पूरा देश हर दिन रोजगार हत्या दिवस मना रहा है। तो इस तरह की बातें करके मुद्दों से आप भटका नहीं सकते। मुद्दे इस देश के सामने बेरोजगारी है, महंगाई है, आर्थिक असमानता है, जलता हुआ मणिपुर है। उनके दिवस कब मनाइएगा, वहां कब जाइएगा।
देखिए, पिछले 10 वर्षों से देश में अघोषित आपातकाल लगाने वाली सरकार इस तरह का कोई भी नोटिफिकेशन करे, देश जानता है कि पिछले 10 साल में इस सरकार ने संविधान को लेकर के क्या किया है। यह सरकार सिर्फ ध्यान हटाने के लिए इस तरह का नोटिफिकेशन कर रही है। और चूंकि अभी जयराम रमेश जी ने ट्वीट किया है और बहुत अच्छी बात उसमें कही है कि 4 जून को देश ने जो है मोदी मुक्ति दिवस घोषित कर दिया है, तो अब यह सरकार कोई भी दिवस लाए, देश उससे सहमत नहीं है। इस सरकार से मुक्ति ही अब देश के लिए संविधान से जुड़ने की और संविधान को आगे ले जाने की असली बात होगी।
25 जून को संविधान हत्या के रूप में देश इस दिन को हर साल मनाएगा। मैं इसके लिए देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को और देश के गृह मंत्री श्री अमित शाह जी को बधाई देता हूं और धन्यवाद करता हूं। हमारी आने वाली जनरेशन को यह पता होना चाहिए, हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ियों को यह पता होना चाहिए कि कांग्रेस जब जब सत्ता में आती है वो किस कदर गिर सकती है, किस कदर वो कत्लेआम करा सकती है। किस तरह से वो इमरजेंसी लगाकर हमारे बोलने की आजादी, हमारे चलने की आजादी, हमारे जीने की आजादी और तो और कैसे बड़े बुजुर्गों को नपुंसक कर दिया गया था, ये जानकारी देश के हर आने वाले नागरिक को होनी।
All right, we have in fact more news coming in. The West Bengal Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee, has reacted on the government, who's decided now to observe the 25th of June every year as a Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Banerjee says the government may not continue. This government may not continue. Unstable state government. Maximum emergencies under Modi's rule. They brought new criminal law. No one knows what is happening. Everyone is afraid is what she said. Piyush, in fact, is getting asked more details. Piyush, this has come, in fact, as a bit of a surprise as well, given that on the 25th of June, the government was critical of what happened 49 years ago. But to walk a step ahead and declare this as the Samvidhan Hatya Divas, the opposition says is taking it too far. Right, we'll go back to Piyush in a moment from now, but these are the details that we have with us as far as Mamata Banerjee's reaction is concerned. Says this government is unstable itself. They may not continue. Maximum emergency under Modi's rule. They brought the criminal law. No one knows what is happening. Everybody is afraid is what the Chief Minister of West Bengal has said. Disapproving of the move of this government for bringing in or deciding to declare the 25th of June as Samvidhan Hatya Divas. The government today, in fact, has declared the 25th of June as the Samvidhan Hatya Divas. The Prime Minister has also welcomed this move. The West Bengal Chief Minister says that this government may not continue. This is unstable. The government may not be able to continue because it's an unstable government, she says. Piyush, in fact, is back with us for more on that. Piyush, I was asking you about the fact that the government has, in fact, taken this further. Taken this fight against the Congress further by deciding to commemorate the 25th of June as Samvidhan Hatya Divas. The opposition clearly not amused.
Well, absolutely, a massive showdown can be seen between BJP and Congress after the government's decision of commemorating every year 25th June as the Samvidhan Hatya Divas. You would also remember that the issue was raised by Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself on the very first day of the special session, where he had said that our constitutional lover will never accept what actually happened around 50 years back when the emergency was imposed, after which we had seen how the last 25th June was also being seen as the Black Day by BJP, where multiple programs were organized by the Bharatiya Janata Party across the country by marking this day as the Black Day. Now the government has decided to observe this day every year as the Samvidhan Hatya Divas, but the Congress is saying that it is an attempt of just grabbing headlines. What about the Modi Mukti Divas, which we are observing every year on June 4? So at one side, Congress is saying that the government is now trampling upon the rights of the citizens of this nation. On the other side, BJP is hitting out at the Congress party for imposing emergency in the country.
All right, Piyush, I'm going to thank you for the moment for getting us those details. We have, in fact, the Chief Minister of Bengal saying that this government is unstable and won't continue after questions were asked about the government's decision to declare the 25th of June as Samvidhan Hatya Divas. All right, monsoons in India have become synonymous with mayhem. Let's take a look at these pictures where rain has led to havoc across parts of North India. Rains in Shahjahanpur in UP leading to inundation of roads. Water has entered people's homes and their vehicles completely submerged. In Uttar Pradesh's Siddharthnagar, Rapti River's water level has crossed the danger mark. Residents living in low-lying areas have vacated their homes till the water levels recede. The river Rapti halting normal work, normal life in the UP Chief Minister's constituency of Gorakhpur. About 9 villages were affected by floods here. The administration arranged boats for flood-affected people. In Bihar's Muzaffarpur, children are facing difficulty in reaching the school as roads leading to their schools have been heavily flooded. Students are seen holding hands and wading their way through the water. Situation in Assam not improved yet. In Bongaigaon, villages are submerged in water. Daily life has come to a standstill. Food and other key resources supplied to this district have been cut off.
Big Supreme Court relief for Delhi Chief Minister. Apex Court says CM suffered for 90 days.
In the interim, the court has observed that Mr. Kejriwal has already undergone substantial amount of incarceration and therefore directed his immediate release.
Custody not needed for interrogation. CM gets interim bail but continues to be in jail. Aam Aadmi Party claims moral victory.
मैं आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ये कहना चाहती हूँ कि इस देश के एक के बाद एक हर न्यायालय ने आपके षड्यंत्र का पर्दाफाश किया और आज एक के बाद एक हर न्यायालय अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को जमानत दे रहा है.
What next for jailed CM? Top focus on 5 Live.
All right, now in a significant development today, the Supreme Court of India granted interim bail to Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in the Enforcement Directorate excise policy case. However, the Delhi Chief Minister remains to be in Tihar jail. He continues there for a while now. Here's why.
Relief for Arvind Kejriwal from India's top court. The Supreme Court on Friday granted interim bail to the Delhi Chief Minister in the Enforcement Directorate's excise policy case. But Kejriwal will remain in Tihar jail, as he was also detained by the Central Bureau of Investigation on charges related to the alleged liquor policy scam under the Prevention of Corruption Act. The Supreme Court's bench has referred Kejriwal's petition challenging his arrest by the ED to a larger bench. The interim bail granted to Kejriwal could potentially smoothen the process for obtaining bail in the CBI case, offering a glimmer of hope for Kejriwal and his legal team. The political firestorm intensifies, with both AAP and BJP claiming vindication.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये इशारा करा है कि जब भी कोई भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल फंक्शनरी इस प्रकार के अपराध में लिप्त होता है तो उसको अपने पद से इस्तीफा देना चाहिए. लेकिन माननीय मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसीज को गुमराह कर रहे हैं, अपने साथियों को भी लिप्त कर रहे हैं. कभी सौरभ भारद्वाज जी का नाम लेते हैं, कभी आतिशी जी का नाम लेते हैं, कभी दुर्गेश पाठक जी का नाम लेते हैं, पर सत्ता के मुंह में इतने मदमस्त हैं कि सीएम की कुर्सी को छोड़ने के लिए वो तैयार नहीं है.
मैं आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ये कहना चाहती हूं कि इस देश के एक के बाद एक हर न्यायालय ने आपके षड्यंत्र का पर्दाफाश किया. एक के बाद एक न्यायालय ने कहा है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के खिलाफ सबूत नहीं है और आज एक के बाद एक हर न्यायालय अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को जमानत दे रहा है.
The court's decision to refer Kejriwal's plea to a larger bench has sparked a broader debate regarding the powers of the ED under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The court has referred 3 questions. 1. Whether the need and necessity to arrest is a separate ground to challenge arrest under Section 19(1) of PMLA. 2. Whether the need and necessity to arrest refers to the satisfaction of formal parameters to arrest, or it relates to other personal grounds and reasons in the facts and circumstances of the said case. And finally, what are the parameters and facts to be taken into consideration by the court while examining the need and necessity to arrest. The Supreme Court highlighted the right to life while granting Kejriwal bail. The larger bench could now decide on laying down stricter guidelines for ED while making arrests under PMLA. With Nalini Sharma, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, important day for the Delhi Chief Minister because the Supreme Court has granted him interim bail. However, he continues to be behind bars, but there are larger ramifications as to what the court essentially said today. Let's give you an idea about what these ramifications are. Remember, it prompts an entire debate in the Supreme Court about PMLA, the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Can the ED continue unbridled arrest powers? Is this something that's going to be looked at very closely? Because there's been criticism already. The Supreme Court has raised right to life while granting bail to the Delhi Chief Minister today. Also, should there be necessity to arrest if you require to interrogate the person in question? Why is arrest necessary is the question the court has asked today. Should the ED face stricter arrest restrictions? Again, something that is being looked at. Larger bench to decide on ED's arrest powers, and that's an important and the most important aspect of this entire case. Also, a larger bench's decision to directly impact the powers of the Enforcement Directorate in this case. I'm going to go straight across to my colleagues who are getting us more details on this story. Shreya is with us, and so is Kanu Sharda tracking that big story. Kanu was in court this morning when the court essentially said, Kanu, that the Delhi Chief Minister has suffered for 90 days. Why is the custody important if you only want to interrogate him?
Yes, Neha, the Supreme Court has categorically pointed out on the fact that, Arvind Kejriwal needs to be on the interim bail because he has suffered for 90 days in the ED custody, barring those 21 days when he was out on election campaign. The court has categorically noted that interrogation cannot be a sole ground of arrest in this case. And since it has also questioned the necessity of arrest in the particular case. So very big questions have been, referred to a larger bench. That could be a constitutional bench now. And a constitutional bench will have to decide on the ED's exclusive powers under Section 19 and 45, and the Supreme Court has also categorically asked the larger bench to examine as to what was the necessity of arrest in this particular case. So importantly, this case is a huge relief for Arvind Kejriwal for now. But when we have spoken to his lawyers concerned, they are saying that they will argue the case before the High Court, where the CBI case is listed on the similar petition that the arrest has been challenged there also. So they are saying that similar kind of arguments will be made because the ED and the CBI cases are identical in nature, and that is why they are expecting a relief from the Delhi High Court also by next week.
By next week, relief from the Delhi High Court is what is being expected by the CM's team here. But the big question is about the PMLA, and this is something that the court reflected upon. Is the Prevention of Money Laundering Act then draconian? The Prevention of Money Laundering Act, remember, was passed in the year 2002. The Enforcement Directorate case, the information report is the equivalent of an FIR in this, well, as per the PMLA, and this is contentious. The ECIR is registered based on the FIR lodged by some other agency. Also, ECIR is not shared with the accused when summons have been issued. Many of the accused have spoken about the fact that this is completely unfair. Statements by the accused treated as admissible evidence before a court of law. Summons doesn't distinguish between accused and witness, and that's another problem that's being looked at as far as the provisions of the PMLA is concerned. Also, PMLA accused need not be an accused in the scheduled offense. So that's a problematic aspect of this as well. Bail under PMLA only if two conditions are met, and this is the reason why many accused are finding it difficult to get bail if they are charged under the sections of PMLA. Bail only if the court is satisfied that the accused hasn't committed an offense. Very difficult to satisfy a court of law in this matter. Also, bail only if the court is satisfied that the accused is not likely to commit an offense. Shreya continues to be with us. Shreya, this has been debated time and again. As far as the provisions of the PMLA is concerned, politically it's been issue for the Congress party in the Lok Sabha elections. But the fact of the matter is that the BJP today says that this is, no relief for the Delhi CM. He ought to step down. The political pressure on the Chief Minister essentially continues.
Well, Sneha, it depends on which side of the political arena you are on to actually deduce the order. Having said that, this is also for the first time that we are looking at the court going into the two different sections of PMLA, which is actually important to satisfy bail in this particular case. Now, Arvind Kejriwal has challenged his arrest, and right now that particular hearing has been referred to the Constitutional Bench, as my colleague Kanu was pointing it out. And that, however, or in whichever manner the court actually pronounces the judgment, it will have a larger ramification. As of now, his interim bail has been given on the reasons that the court felt that for 90 days he's already suffered. So whether or not in the next part of this particular hearing, which is on the challenge of arrest, what does the court has to say, it will definitely have a larger ramification, not just in this particular case, but also in cases to come, because as you were rightly pointing it out, that PMLA has been a bone of contention for almost all political parties. We've seen petitions lining up in the court as well. So this is probably going to be one of those crucial judgments that will come in after the hearing concludes by the Constitutional Bench in the case that has been filed by Arvind Kejriwal challenging his arrest.
All right. I'm going to thank you, Shreya, for getting us those details. Also, Kanu, for putting that story into perspective. Remains to be seen whether the Delhi Chief Minister gets relief from the court in the case that is pending against him. Of course, the CBI continues to be the investigating agency here. All right. It's a Shadi of the year, and this band, Baja, Bharat and everything else put together. The Ambani family ready for the nuptials and have arrived at the Geo World Drive wedding venue. Well, as for the guests, both Desi and Videshi, from the Samsung chief, John Cena to Ananya Pandey, have begun to pour in for the grand wedding. All right, let's take a look at the latest pictures coming in from the Ambani wedding bash. Ambani family all set to get Anant Ambani married. Ladke wale arrived at the venue with the band Baja Bharat. Ladke wale dressed in pink. Groom's mother Neeta Ambani was seen following the traditional rituals. Former WWE superstar and Hollywood actor John Cena mesmerized all with his appearance. Wearing traditional Indian Bangala suit, John Cena was seen doing his iconic "You Can't See Me" gesture as he posed for the fans. Bollywood star Ananya Pandey also arrived at the Geo World Center. She wore an all-yellow gold lehenga with Anand's Brigade written on the back of a blouse. Khushi Kapoor also arrived in a similar outfit. She wore a green and gold monochrome lehenga with Anand's Brigade written on the back. Reportedly, Bollywood beauties will together perform at the star-studded Ambani wedding. Siblings Sara Ali Khan and Ibrahim Ali Khan also arrived at the wedding venue. Dressed in their ethnic best, Ibrahim in an all-black suit, Sara in a golden lehenga. All right, and joining us live at this moment are my colleagues tracking that story for us from Mumbai City. Hesha is with us from the Geo World Convention Center. Roshni also is at the Ambani resident in Antilia. I'm going to come to you first, Roshni. Give us a sense of what do you really see around you? What are the arrangements like? What's the mood like?
Yes, as you can see, I am standing at the main entrance of Intilia, and you can see the way it is decked up. Few minutes back, Bharat and the Bharatis, along with Band Baja, has left here for the Geo Center where the wedding would be happening. But if you can see, even though the Bharatis have left, the decoration process isn't ending anyway soon, because after the wedding, they will be getting their bride. So the decoration is still on. The entire lane will be decked up with lights, and if you can see behind, the artists are still singing, and they are waiting for their bride to come back, and I would say the Swagat ceremony would be happening. So that is the thing, and also because the Bharatis have left with all the band baja thing, they are still singing, they are not stopping anywhere. It is almost an hour back that the Bharatis have left, and the decoration is also still on. Lane is quite clear, because few minutes back the entire lane was also stuck. It was heavy traffic here, but now it is quite clear. But the decoration, if you can see, is almost happening, and the entrance is also decked up. The security is there, but nobody is here because everybody has left for Geo World Center, and the event has also started there. Artists have started appearing. They have started making their presence at the red carpet. Ambani family has visited there. So this is the update from here.
All right, I'm just going to come back to you in a moment from now. Hesha is with us as well at the Geo World Convention Center. That's where the Shadi is happening, Hesha. Talk to us about what time is the Shadi, what does one expect, what about the fairas, what more can you tell us, Hesha?
Well, right now, as you can see behind me, everybody is here awaiting the guests to come in. Well, at around 4:15 is when the guests started arriving. Jackie Shroff actually walked in with his patent plant and made sure that he engaged with all of us over here at the event as well. Other than that, everybody was over here too, and they were in their customized outfits. However, let me let you in and tell you that this is only an outfit that they've been wearing specifically for the Bharat. However, they're going to be changing into another look super soon, which is for the Varmala. Now, the Varmala is scheduled to be at around 8:30 p.m. Now, side of the family, along with other guests and VVIP guests across the globe, are all set to grace us with their presence over here. Well, some of them already are here. Sanjay Dutt, in fact, just a few seconds ago was over here. Ritesh Deshmukh, along with Janelia, also was over here. And of course, everybody else who was waiting for John Cena, and he was here too. We saw him do his patent move, and everybody was rejoicing in that. Other than that, let me lay special emphasis on the decor over here. Everything is customized with initials of A and R, which is of course Anant and Radhika, and there is massive floral decoration with chandeliers everywhere. For now, this is the press pit, but there are visuals of outside where you will see that the decor is nothing but opulent, and other than that, every
All right. Connect with Hesha in a moment from now, but she's getting us these details from the Geo Center, and she was telling us about the Varmala at age 30. And Antilia is the residence where Roshni is. Roshni, you were talking to us about the decorations that continue, obviously, because the new Bahu is going to come back home. When is that expected? Tell us more about that.
Yes. So, as we can see, the decoration is still on, and they are still decorating the entire lane, which is set outside Antilia. It is not only just Antilia, but entire lane is decked up, if you can see. Also, because the Shadi would be happening tonight, and after that, tomorrow is the Ashirwad ceremony, which will be happening. So, somewhere between that, the Bahu will be coming back to the house, which is expected, which is speculated to be expected that she will be coming back to the house, and then this celebration, this decoration is for her, because the entire thing, the Ashirwad ceremony and later the reception thing would be happening at the Jio World Center, but this is Antilia where she would be staying as a Bahu of Ambani. So the lane needs to be decorated, the lane needs to be decked up, and the entire Antilia, because it is daylight and the lights are not lit until now, but once the daylight is off, you can see the entire lane would be decked up with fancy lights and the decoration is looking outstanding. So the vibe of getting Ambani's Bahu in the Antilia house would be all, this entire vibe could be felt here.
Right, Roshni getting in those details from Antilia. Well, a lot of this information is from our sources. Roshni telling us that there is a possibility of the new Bahu, in fact, going back home to Antilia tomorrow. That is what is expected. But the Varmala ceremony is at 8:30 is what Hesha was telling us.